Hello everyone, it is 1 in the afternoon. I actually just finished up filming the Badlands National Park video, had some extra time, so I decided to start up another video and combine today's footage and tomorrow's to make one video about things that I see and do in and around Rapid City, South Dakota. So I'm probably an hour outside of Rapid City right now. I'm at a place called Minuteman Missile National Historic Site, and this is the site of a missile silo that you can go take a look at. I think it's basically just a glass top over a missile silo. During the Cold War, there were thousands of missiles out here on the Great Plains. This one is one that you can now go see and take a look at. But before we do that, and before I forget, let me insert some footage here that I just took about 10 minutes ago. I saw a herd of bighorn sheep along the side of the road just outside of Badlands National Park. So I will insert that footage here, and then we'll go take a look at the missile silo. We've got a little path leading over there and a nice barbed wire fence surrounding that right there. That is the silo. So let's head over that way. Now, as I understand it, it's not actually a real nuclear missile there now. They took out the active nuclear missile and put a dummy missile in its place. Here is the missile. I don't even know if you can see this here. But that's the top of the missile right there. Well, I did my best to try to show it to you, but it was hard to see in person too, so it must be even harder to see on camera here. And those missiles were 53 feet tall and about 5.5 feet wide. Pretty big missiles. I'm in Rapid City now at this very nice little park with a pretty little pond that some people are fishing. I'm here because there's a piece of world history that I'm interested in looking at and showing you guys that is over here, and it's a little bit out of place. So this is a piece of the Berlin Wall, the actual Berlin Wall, and these are a couple of tank traps. I guess these stop tanks in their tracks. But yeah, an actual piece of the Berlin Wall. Very strange thing to have in South Dakota. So as I understand it, there was a traveling Berlin Wall exhibit that came through here in the 90s, and a local businessman contacted the owner and was like, hey, I want to buy a piece of the wall, a piece of the Berlin Wall. And so for a few $1,000s, he did. He bought a piece of it, and eventually it was installed here. And not too far from here, just about a 5-minute drive, there's another park that's a little bit odd and is a little bit out of place, so let's go check that out. I'm now at a place called Dinosaur Park. It's above town. There's a big old brontosaurus up there. There are some kind of goofy looking dinosaurs down here. And that's kind of what makes this park interesting. This dinosaur park is actually one of the first and oldest dinosaur parks in the country. It dates back to the 1930s, and that's the reason why the dinosaurs are so kind of goofy and cartoonish, is because we didn't have a super strong understanding of what dinosaurs exactly were like back then. So yeah, these are made out of concrete, and they've again, they've been around since the 30s, and they just get a new coat of paint every once in a while, and they're still going strong. Take a look at this handsome fella. Stegosaurus, classic. And of course we have Triceratops and a T-Rex. I like this guy's face, it's my favorite. He's having a great time. Poor guy just has a couple of nubs though. Not even his tiny little hands that he is supposed to have. Sad. But the Stegosaurus here is the main attraction. And great views of the city from up here. Great views in every direction. There he is, wondering where it all went wrong. It's impressive, it's big. Very big. Yeah, this is solid. Rock solid. Overall, just a beautiful park. Beautiful views up here, beautiful place. Even without the goofy dinosaurs, this would be worth coming to. But you throw those into the mix and yeah, just have a really nice spot up here. Well, it's about 5:30 now. I had some errands to run in Rapid City, but I'm back up in the Black Hills and I found a campsite. Let me show it to you. It's a really pretty spot in this open meadow here. Only about 20-25 minutes from Rapid City. Really not that far from town. I can hear traffic down here, and a couple of cars have driven by on the dirt road right here, so it's not a quiet wilderness experience, but it's pretty and it's good enough for tonight. Good morning. I've driven about 45 minutes or an hour to the town of Deadwood, South Dakota, and along with Tombstone in Arizona, this is probably one of the two most famous Old West towns in America, I think. It's early, not a whole lot is open, and I don't really want to do a whole lot here. I just wanted to see it, so I'm just walking down Main Street here to get an idea of what the city was like. It was a gold rush city. There was gold discovered in the Black Hills in the 1870s, and so the heyday of Deadwood was really 1876, 1879, that era. Here's a look at historic Main Street. The population of Deadwood is only like 1,300 or 1,500, something like that, but it feels like a much bigger, grander city than it is. At its heyday, it had about 25,000 people. Nowadays, it's a tourist town. There are Harley-Davidson shops and casinos and bars and restaurants, saloons, that kind of thing. It is an attractive little town, though. These are neat buildings. It's also fun to see the old houses up on the hillside above town here. There are two things I wanted to do in Deadwood. The first was just walk down Main Street to get an idea of what it's like now and what it was like back in the day. I've done that, so I'm headed now to the second place I wanted to see, which is Mount Moriah Cemetery. I'm in the cemetery now, and the cemetery is famous because it is the final resting place of Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane, two famous Old West figures. They were romantically involved, and Calamity Jane's dying wish, bury me beside Wild Bill. And I believe he had asked his friends before he died to make sure that she wasn't buried anywhere near him, but I guess she won out in the end. So here's Wild Bill, And right next to him, Calamity Jane. And right next to them is Potato Creek Johnny. No idea who that is, but that's a great name. Let me read to you the Wikipedia blurb about Wild Bill. It says, he was a folk hero of the American Old West, known for his life on the frontier as a soldier, scout, lawman, gambler, showman, actor, and for his involvement in many famous gunfights. And Calamity Jane, similar kind of figure. She was famous, I think, primarily for being in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, but she had many exploits in the Wild West, in the Old West. All right, I think that's it for here for Deadwood, and I think that's it for this video too. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm just gonna head into Rapid City now and work for several hours, so not a whole lot else to show you or talk about, but hope you enjoyed this video. We saw a variety of interesting things here. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.